It does have a lot of power. You can go boating in a dry pond pretty good. And we're going to do the Duncan Mile. Welcome to Fabricable Reviews, where we review only the finest boxes ever produced. As I stand here in my woman's sunglasses, feast your eyes on this 1976 4x4 Chevy LUV. This Chevy LUV features a solid axle from a Jeep CJ5. It was a dealer option they did back in the day, a company. This was actually the, I think it was their prototype. It was their floor model. As you can see, the articulation is rivals that of any Jeep or K20, whatever, you know. You can just tell she's made for climbing. As you can see here, this tire's not even touching the ground, which is what you want, so you just glide right over those off-road obstacles. And it provides maximum traction, because what's better than just floating over what you want to go over? What we got here is a standard racing fuel cell, because the stock fuel tank is paper thin and rusts out, but more importantly, it just doesn't have enough capacity for all the horsepower this thing consumes. What we have here is a required spare fuel tank, because the gas gauge never works, so that keeps you from being stranded most of the time. A heavy duty pipe bumper. It's made for hauling a camper. All right, we'll go ahead and take a look in the power barn here. What we got in here, can you see it?
No.
What we got in here is an Isuzu 1.8, it's a G180. I just put this in. The last engine blew a head gasket and ran on 2 cylinders, but it still had more horsepower than most cars. These engines were infamous for their whopping 80 horsepower they made from the factory, no modifications. The problem is, with the excessive compression ratio and the extreme power, they wear out almost instantaneously. So all the engines out there on the market burn oil, but it's good for it. It's like a rotary engine. That oil just bumps the compression and it just makes you fly down the road. Up here we got some extra lights for just really lighting up the ditches. We mounted them up here primarily because this roll bar came with a plate. In here we have the common electric fan conversion. This thing just spins so many RPMs and it's got so much power that a fan mounted to the engine just won't hold together, so you got to do the electric fan. It also helps with the MPG. All right, what you see above me here is a divorce transfer case. Got a little stubby drive right there. This is supposedly out of a Jeep CJ5 too. The drive shaft that came on it was complete garbage. It was like made out of a broomstick, so I had to have this made just to, again, handle all the power this thing puts out. Can you see this?
Oh, I can't see that. You gotta tell me what we're talking about.
This is a special heavy-duty battery mount. It keeps the battery from moving around, you know, a whole lot. It's got a little bit of play, but that's good for going over the bumps. Up here, got a custom cold air intake. You don't want to be sacrificing, even though it makes too much power already, you don't want to be sacrificing any pony. Now this truck does not have differential locks, but I mean, who needs those anyway? When you got power like this, you just kind of basically just... All right. This LUV is in the baby blue color, which it actually did come in, but it looks like it was originally white, like we see in that the flyer for when this was a 4-wheel drive conversion model. I don't know why someone would respray one of these, but they did. Something that comes standard on most LUVs, except for ones on the West Coast, is rust holes. I don't know why the other side held up, but it's a lot better condition, as you can see right here. You know, you can put your hand right through the rocker panel. That's just what holds on the cab, so it's not really even that important. Not standard mirrors. I got these on Amazon. The ones that were on it, I'm not even sure if it came with mirrors. This truck does have a fully functional roll bar. As you can see, it's just necessary for safety when you're dealing with this level of performance. These mud flat brackets aren't really functional. I added them because I thought they looked cool, but they're kind of really crappy, honestly. We're moving to the interior of a Chevy LUV. And most of them you find out there, the door panel will be rotten, but that's actually a bonus, because then you can put on there whatever you want. These were out of a Thunderbird or something, which, you know, is fitting because they're both performers. The Chevy LUV also features crank windows, which some people look down on. Can you do that with electrical? Now that you've got a feel for what we have behind us here, let's go ahead and hop in and see what she's all about.
Got your foot on the brake.
These are seat belts from off of Amazon, made in China. Had to put new ones in, unfortunately, even though the stock were as good as any. All right, let's go ahead and do a 0 to 60 test. I got my pat. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
It's pretty fast. Actually, we'll pull out here and then we'll start the timer. Hope nobody's coming. All right, we'll go from a stop. We'll be okay because she gets up to feed so fast. All right. All right, we're almost to 40. 45. 50. 55. 60. 65. 70. I'm sure some, if not most of you, have wondered or thought to yourself, would a Chevy LUV make a good daily driver? Is it luxury? Is it luxurious enough for that daily commute? As you can hear, it's super quiet in here because this actually had an AC. I mean, I think you had to not be driving down the road to have enough power to run it, but I bet it worked pretty good. Speedometer, standard gauges, tip gauge always shows hot. That means it's good and warm. You're ready to go. Wing windows. That's all the AC anybody needs. And it's so aerodynamic, it doesn't matter if the window's rolled up or down. Do you hear any difference? No. Up here, we're going to do a brake test to test these brakes. It's got carbon ceramic drum brakes, and they perform. We'll show you here. We'll do a 60 to 0 test. You ready?
Ready.
Okay. Stopping now. Did that?
You made a mess.
I didn't have the spare fuel tank tied down. As you can see from the braking performance, whatever's in your bed will go flying forward if not strapped down. The same with accelerating, goes both ways. All right, we were doing good. I hit a hill with the boat on, and we had a downshift for more power. This isn't the diesel version of the LUV, so you know it does have a lot of power, but the diesel version would just chug a lug up that hill without downshifting. Probably 50 miles an hour downhill, fully matted right now, not overheating. So she does love pulling. But here we'll go up a hill and you watch, I'm still fully matted. Still fully matted. Third gear, matted. I'm sure most of you have considered, if I get a Chevy LUV, will I be able to pull a boat with it? You may be wondering why we have the Chevy LUV with a boat attached in front of a dry pond. Well, I figured if you can go boating in a dry pond with the Chevy LUV, you're going to be able to go boating anywhere. This boat is especially equipped for pond boating because if you see here, this is a performance pond. We trim the propellers. That allows you to go through shallow water better because you can just run right up on the dirt and you don't have to worry about the prop hitting it because there's no prop there. So that is also, this fin is shaved a little bit. I'm glad I looked down there because I would have forget to put the plug in, so let's go ahead and do that. Oh, I got a plug. Okay. I don't know how much gas we have too. I didn't bring any extra. Okay. It's pretty good. I had to steal a battery out of my old other Chevy LUV because those damn things are expensive. You guys know how the economy is. So, I didn't know my captain's chair was a folding chair. Oh, look at that. Huh. Luxury. Battery over. Okay. Which one's that? Oh yeah. Okay. Those are some quality clamps here. All right. Let's see if she. Ooh. Should be that. Is it floating yet?
Not quite.
Well, I'm sinking. Damn, you parked away.
I didn't want to catch the grass on fire.
So you parked in the grass.
No, I parked on the trail. I didn't want to be in your shot.
You're a good camera lady.
I am. He didn't approve of my parking spot.
I don't know about you guys, but I've always wanted to put a boat on a pond. I mean, I was thought, there's all these ponds everywhere. Why don't people go boating on them? Today we're going to find out. I brought my swimming gear. I don't want to lose my good pliers.
What are you doing? Oh my.
Oh yeah, I remember now. I think the starter's a little. Well, all right. We got a leak in there. That gasket's completely hooped. Well, the boat, I hadn't even looked under the engine cover, and it's not good under there. I started looking, there's fuel squirting out of the carb, the gasket's all dry rotted, cracked everywhere, and probably somebody looking out for me why this thing didn't start, because we probably would have burned down right out there in the middle of the pond. So she lived to go another day. Probably is stuck.
Surely not.
All right, so we got the fan running because she just wants to overheat really bad, but oh, we're gonna get too high here, and we're gonna do the Duncan Mile. All right, we'll go around the bowl to start. God, that thing's loud. Kind of not a trail yet. Oh, it's hard seeing it in the sun. Oh, I was off trail a little bit. Whoop! Trail a little bit there. Sun, the sun. want to thank you guys for watching today, and if you like this kind of content, I appreciate you subscribing and share with your friends. My wife was running the camera today. Really appreciate that. She was a sport, let's say that. And we just kind of goofing around, having a little fun today. So let us know what you think.